If you are all here, let's get started. It's doing well. Thank you so much for joining me to kick off our new projects, which the construction of the bridge in downtown Ambon Pai. All right, so I'm going to talk about our project team. First, Mr. Sutrishna, who is the president of our company. He is one of the key stakeholder of this project. And then he helped me, Fimelia Rizqi Sabilla, and I'm the project manager. I'm responding for coordinate internal research, ensure that project delivered on time, within scope and within budget, developing project scopes and objective, involving all relevant stakeholders and ensuring technical feasibility, ensure research availability and allocation, develop a detailed project plan to track progress, use appropriate verification technique to manage change in project scope, schedule, and cost, measure project performance using appropriate system, tools, and technique, perform risk management to minimize project risk. And we have Mr. Shahid, representative of Parliament. He is our client, but unfortunately, Mr. Shahid could not attend this meeting because he was on business outside the city. And we have Mr. Junaidi Rio, the man in charge of making detail engineering design, who is the site superintendent. He will be stationed on the job, and he will be overseeing the job line. And then we have Mr. Haydar Ali Lutfi, was a moneyman. He was the project canon, so he will be overseeing all the bills, payment, purchase orders, and we have also representative from Beton Perwira Company, Mr. Faraz Hasan as a project manager of Beton Perwira Company, and Mr. Mareno as a contractor leader from the Beton Perwira Company, who will discuss about their cooperation with our company during the construction of this bridge. And we have Mrs. Elicia, my assistant and my secretary, who is in charge of recording what things will be discussed at the meeting.
Okay, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to today's meeting.
Okay, let's get started. We're here today to discuss about our bridge project. First, let's go over the report from the last meeting, which was held on October 5th. Okay, right, Mrs. Elicia, over to you.
Okay, thank you, boss. Let me summarize the main points from the last meeting. At the last meeting, we discussed 3 points. The first is the location of the bridge construction in Teluk Ambon, Maluku Province, which connects Poka village in Sirimau district on the north side and Galala village in Teluk Ambon district on the south side. The second is the report of the soil survey in the area by our company team, and it is stated that it is possible to build a cable bridge. And the last is a sketch of the bridge construction.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Elicia. So let's discuss about today's agenda. I want you to explain of this bridge construction project in Ambon Bai, Maluku Province, in accordance with your respective responsibilities. Well, the first presentation will discuss about detail engineering design, which will be led by Mr. Junaidi, who is responsible of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Junaidi Rio, and I am in charge of making JED, Detail Engineering Design. My purpose today is to explain about Detail Engineering Design, DID. To start with, I will describe the Detail Engineering Design. Is after that, I will consider the Detail Engineering Design for the bridge construction project. I will try to answer any of your questions after the presentation. Let's begin by what the Daryl engineering design is. The Daryl engineering design in construction work can be interpreted as a product of planning consultant, which are usually used in making detailed plans working drawing of civil buildings such as food building, swimming pool, roads, bridges, dam, and other construction work. Principle of engineering design is to design applicability to mixed system, the nature and scope of technical process, technical system, design system, the human design engineer. The design process and methods related to method and procedure that I told you about what the detailed engineering design is. Let me turn to the detailed engineering design 3ID for the bridge construction project. So today I will share my bridge construction detail. This bridge is 34.1 in length. Technical, Technically, the length of this bridge is 1,140 meters, which is divided into three parts, namely the north side is 520 meters long. The south side is 320 meters long, and the main bridge is 300 meters long. The main bridge is special type of bridge with a cable-stayed test system. Cable-stayed bridge are category of suspended structure. A cable-stayed bridge is similar to a suspension within heated tower and deck that supported by cable. However, its diagonal cable transfers the vertical load from the deck directly to the power. Thus, the main deck header of a cable-stayed bridge works like a continuous beam on cable support, more flexible than base support, with additional compression force throughout the deck. A cable-stayed bridge is also a pressurized system. A is cable-stayed additional tensionet to counterbalance a significant part of the vertical load on the mid thread. With a distance of 150 meters between payloads, the main elements of a cable stay bridge are tower or payloads, the crest, cable stay, and anchorage and foundation. Tower and payload are interchangeable terms. Later, slender tower are often called payload. In the construction of the bridge required concrete with the base quality of approximately 3,250 concrete. That's what I have to say about the detailed engineering design for the bridge construction project. In conclusion, the detailed engineering design in the construction work can be interpreted as a product of planning consultant. This bridge is 34 point in length. Technically, the length of the bridge is 1,140 meters, which is divided into three parts. Namely, the north side is 520 meters long. The south side is 320 meters long, and the main bridge is 300 meters long. And this main bridge is special type of bridge with a cable stayed test system. May I thank you all for being such a attentive audience. Are there any questions?
Excuse me, Mr. Junaidi, might I ask you a question?
Yes, please, Mrs. Elicia.
Why you choose cable style type?
Thank you for the question, Mrs. Elicia. Because cable stayed stable because the bridge does attractive appearance and beautiful when viewed the general aesthetics of using a cable state with a strong and resilient structure of example resistant to wind, more likely than a suspension bridge able to withstand loads up to 5 tons. Less expensive and maintained, the cost it uses steel, lesser construction cost and relatively easy construction requiring less time to build prefabricated multiply design options, large Elicia span rate, and the disconnection of the cable does not mean that the bridge will collapse.
Excuse me, with such a length and size, which type of foundation do you prefer, a profile or steel pile for the construction of this bridge?
I prefer use a steel pile type foundation that can withstand large and heavy bridge loads. Pile foundation are principal used to transfer the loads from superstructure through weak compressible stud or whether on stronger, more complex, less compressible, and used for soil or rock at depths, increasing the effective stress foundation and resisting horizontal loads. They are typical used for like structure. And in situations where soil is not stable to prevent excessive state limit. Steel field foundation is also a construction material in the form of sheets that are planted vertical in the ground to hold the soil so that landslides do not occur. This installation process is known as sheet filling, put of pressure fell placed at designed in such a way that they can interlock between steel place and each other. Steel plates are usually used as retaining wheel, retaining cliffs for excavation structure for underground protection for ref when and so on. Self-built foundation also have several advantages so that this tool is really needed, including easy you install and the price is quite kept and the most suitable to be the target of steel build application mainly height and
All right, thank you, Mr. Junaidi.
Um, Excuse me, Mr. Junaidi, could you tell me how important quality control for project success is?
project quality control can be carried out by a team headed by a manager. Prior the start of the project, a team should be formed and appointment to be made to lead the team. The person affected to be the manager must be approved by the project provider. This quality control manager will report his work directly to the project manager.
Would you mention how many steps in quality control management?
Quality control in a project consists of three main steps, namely quality planning, quality control, and quality improvement. In the quality planning step, identification of consumer needs is made, then a project design is made according to customer needs, and project design process is made according to the project design. In the quality control step, identification of factors that must be considered, develop quality measurement methods, develop standards, and develop quality control tools. In the quality improvement step, the necessary action are taken if there is a discrepancy between standard conditional and actual condition in the file, the action can be an adjustment in or improvement.
All right, thank you for your presentation from Mr. Junaidi. Okay, the next discussion is about utility. One of its utility is tonnage or Water waste. Drainage is artificial removal of water, but surface and subsurface. Drainage is often a major element of civil engineering and construction project, and is necessary to avoid flooding and another damage. I think that it's better to use a closed type of drainage. I choose a closed drainage because to make the bridge look neater and more beautiful. Closed drainage from a complex network underground. The primary refuse from individual areas is collected and transported to my network, which finally guides the treatment plant. In addition, this type drainage is also effective in reducing inundation on bridge when it breaks, especially during the rain season with very high levels of rainfall. That way, this drainage will be needed, but the construction of this drainage still does not interface with the beauty of the bridge.
Excuse me, Mr. Fimelia. That's when we have to use either drain for every existing drainage or water channel, right?
Yes, that's right, Mr. Junaidi.
Are we going to use a small test, medium test, standard test, or large test drain deck? And what form of that drain should we use to keep the bridge looking beautiful?
If you use a straight drain, it will create a concave road in the middle and annoy road users. Therefore, I think that we should use a gooseneck type drain so that we can install here to shoulder of the road so that does not disturb road users too much, which make the road concave in the middle. Beside that, I think this gooseneck type train also doesn't reduce the beauty of the bridge that will be made later.
Okay, assuming that we should also add some more utilities such as lighting in order to make it easier and can illuminate our roads easier. For lighting itself, street lamp, also known as public street lighting, are lamps used for street lighting at night, making it easier for pedestrians, bicycle users, and other vehicles prefer to see more clearly the road or path that will be beset at night. This so as to improve traffic safety and the security of road users from accidents and criminal activities or actions. The main function of public street lighting is to provide artificial lighting for road users so that they feel safe when traveling at night. Public street lights are electronic items that are controllable or can be said to have short circuit lives to repair and maintain activities as absolutely necessary. Repair can include network repair, replacing that leg, or checking the condition of public street lighting.
Excuse me, I have a question. How to maintain and repair public street lighting lamps, and who will repair them later? Is it from state electricity company or where? What is the solution when the street lights suddenly turn off?
Repair, maintain and installation of public street lighting lights on bridges and professional roads located in the bridge area carried out by the Transportation and PSP division through the facilities and infrastructure engineering section. Maintenance and repair activities continue to be carried out vertically to keep the public street lighting light functioning properly and optimally. For this purpose, I felt team has format which asked to agree on periodic maintenance. Repair activities for the dead public street street lighting like anticipated to be carried on immediately, considering that the road condition can reduce the construction of motorists and reduce the sense of security of the user. In addition to this, I got public street lighting placement and arrangement can add to the aesthetic and beauty of the road environment. As with other type electronic equipment, street lighting also requires maintenance and refresh measures to ensure that public street lighting lamp can function as expected so that users are protected from things that are not desirable to that condition.
Okay, obviously the first step for our project is to bring in all the heavy equipment, excavators, loaders, side trucks, any miscellaneous tools that we will be needing to start off the project. And I'm giving those about 2 weeks for that. And then we are going to move on to clearing the area of any process trees and kind of getting bed offside to help us start excavation and earthwork. It's kind of the project in itself, and we are looking at a few 100,000 yards of material that we are actually going to be digging up and exporting offsite. So I gave a generous stream amount for that, and then we will be moving up to the foundation, which is after you dig it up, you pour concrete and let it soak. I'm giving to a little over a week for that. I think we should be good with that. And then finally, we'll be setting up utilities. So, like I mentioned before, any storm sewer gas and electric lines, we will be setting up during this time. And I give us a little over amount for that. And that brings us to the end of our projects, which is cleanup, which is, I think, one of the most important parts of our project timeline. All right, then we will discuss the implementation date of this bridge construction and the situation when this development will be implemented.
Excuse me, I am the person in the track of the thread said, suggesting the implementation set to be held on January 15, 2021 because preparation are almost perfect.
Thank you, Mr. Junaidi. Does anyone want to give more advice?
I think it would be better if the implementation date was held at the end of February because there are still a lot of raw material for the construction of the bridge that are still not fully complete, and it has not been determined how many workers and builders are needed in this bridge project. For the decision, I leave it to the manager.
Okay, honestly, I agree with the suggestion from Mr. Lutfi because there are still many things that must be prepared, such construct and other construction materials. Do you all agree, or maybe there are other situations?
Yeah, I agree with it. It will make our preparation more ready.
I agree. Yes, I agree.
Okay, the construction of this bridge is planned to be complete in approximately 6 months. If the implementation is carried out in February, then this bridge must be complete in August. With a predetermined time period and looking at the number of workers, the schedule for this bridge is 6 days for a week and a holiday every Friday. Okay, furthermore, there was a presentation from Mr. Lutfi, who is the person in charge of the budget plan for the construction of this bridge. So, Mr. Lutfi, please introduce yourself.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Let me introduce myself. My name is Haydar Lutfi, and I am in charge of the bucket considerance or construction cost estimates. My purpose today is to explain about construction cost estimate. To start, I will explain what construction cost estimate is. Then I will mention about cost for this bridge project. I will try to answer any of your questions after the presentation. I will explain about what construction cost estimate is. Construction cost estimate is the calculation of the amount of cost required for material, tool, and wings, as well as other costs related to the implementation of the work or project based on the raw material need to build this bridge, such as concrete, steel, sand, river, stone, cement, kerosene, concrete, wire, and so on. The construction material industry consists of a wide range of companies involved in the mining, quarrying, and processing of raw material used for both heavy and building construction. Well, I told you about construction cost estimate is. Now I will move on to cost for this bridge project. This bridge costs approximately 116.2 billion rupiah. This fee also include wages for worker, foreman, and so on. For the wings of our worker, we guarantee that they are in accordance with the standard. We have prepared a bill to pay their in accordance in their salaries. Salary will be given every month for the salary of the foreman, driver, operator, mechanic, chief, handyman. The salary we offer is 42,000 per day. As for the assistant, we have offered salary of 3,000 per day because their task is not too difficult. For the payment of the handyman, we will instruction the head of the handyman to distribute the salary of the handyman so that we don't have to bother to share it ourselves. As for payment of temporary building material, the available budget is 3 million. The material we need are sand, river stone, quartz aggregate, fan aggregate, file, crushed stone, gravel, embankment, soil material, cement, asphalt, kerosene, cement, concrete, iron, concrete, where we have prepared this material from the same building shop. Will the concrete itself will work with Beton Perwira Company. Of course, the material we use are of very good quality, so there is not need to dump it from the building material shop. We have agreed that if there is enough leftover material, we can reverse it, and vice versa. If the material is lacking, there will be stock available so that we will not serve loss or drop if the material is lacking. Well, I told you about the cost for this bridge project, right? Let's sum up. Solving construction cost estimates is the conclusion of the amount of cost required for material, tool, and wings, as well as other costs related to the implementation of the work project, and this bridge costs approximately 8.2 billion rupiah. This fee also include wings for worker, foreman, and so on. Thank you very much for your attention. Are there any questions?
I think there's no question, Mr. Lutfi. Because this is a large project and requires quality raw materials, I would like to cooperate with Badan Perwira's company. Okay, after that, then we also have to discuss about work safety for workers, so that the construction of this bridge runs smoothly and is not hampered. So we need a variety of safety facilities and equipment for workers. For more details, I leave it to Mrs. Elicia.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fimelia. Let me explain in more detail about work safety. Our company places great importance on the safety of its workers. Work safety is an effort to ensure the physical and spiritual integrity and perfection of the workforce, in particular, and human in general, as well as the result of work and culture towards a just and proper society. The work safety facilities that we provide are vest, hard hats, first aid, boots, gloves, and glasses. We also provide a pause if something unwanted happens, such as a minor accident at work, workers suddenly get sick, so they can be treated immediately, and to make sure everyone's safe on the job site, one of the biggest risks for any construction job site.
Well, thank you for the explanation, Mrs. Alicia, but I want to ask a question regarding six work. As we know, the process of building a bridge is quite long, which is 6 months. It's not possible for some workers who may be sick or unable to come. Have you prepared a plan when there are several absent workers?
Thank you for your question, Mrs. Fimelia. I have permission to answer that the company teams has contributed with the foremen and wholesalers. They have prepared backup workers in case some are unable to come to school. That the pre-construction will run smoothly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Mrs. Alicia.
Is there insurance for every worker on the construction site?
Of course, Mr. Lutfi, we provide insurance that contain financial compensation in the event of a loss to the project owner, contractor, labor, assets, or beneficiary in the project, to legal liability to third parties during the construction periods. Okay, furthermore, there was a presentation from the Badan Perwira company, presented by Mr. Faraz as the manager of the Buton Perwira company, and Mr. Mareno as the contractor from the Buton Perwira company. For managers and contractors, you can introduce and explain your products.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Faraz. I'm a project manager for Buton Perwira in Central Java. I'm responding for coordinating internal resources and vendors for the flawless execution of project and ensuring that all projects are delivered on time, within scope and within budget, and introduce my colleagues.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mareno Daryl. I am contractor leader for Beton Perwira. My responsibility are hiring specialized subcontractor if necessary, ensuring safety regulations are followed on site at all times, advising client, making sure the site are secure, managing work teams, materials, and equipment, inspecting the quality of work done by employed works and subcontractor. My purpose today is to explain about our product. First, I will describe about what concrete is. Then I will mention about our concrete product. I will try to answer any of your question after the presentation. Let's begin by what concrete is. Concrete is material made from a mixture of cement with various types of materials such as special semi-initial mixer, waters, couch aggregate or gravel, fine aggregate, and cement. Concrete is often used to make various types of building such as road, bridge, building foundation, and others. That's all I have to say about what concrete is. Next, I will mention about our concrete product. As we can see, not all concrete companies have high quality concrete. So our company creates an innovation of high quality and strong concrete. So I will introduce you to the best concrete for bridge construction. Our company sells iron concrete with the best quality, seeing the large amount of concrete needed to build a bridge. We will offer you very attractive price. Our company sells officer concrete for 57,000 gram rupiah for small quality purchase. Concrete iron from the Perwira brand is suitable to be applied to various building construction such as toll road, bridge, public buildings, and other buildings. Our concrete iron has a tolerance of about 0.2 centimeters. Perwira steel bar is also included in the range of concrete iron that meets SNI standard. We have looked at our concrete product. In conclusion, concrete is often used to make various types of building, such as road, bridge, building foundation, and others, but not all concrete companies have high quality concrete. So our company sells iron concrete with the best quality for 57,000 per gram rupiah for small quantity purchase. Concrete iron with this brand has a tolerance of about 0.2 centimeters. Perwira steel bar is also included in the range of concrete iron that meets SNI standards. Thank you. Thank you so much for your attention. Can I any question? Can I answer any question?
Excuse me, can you show me some evidence of customer certification with your products to confirm me of the quality of the products you are selling?
Well, These are some of our customers who have subscribed to concrete product from our company, which mean they are satisfied with the product and services of our company.
Wow, very impressive. It looks like your product is really high quality and has a good service to customers. Henceforth, what price will I get if I take this over?
I will give a price of 50,000 rupiah per gram for your company so that you save 17 and 500 rupiah.
Oh, I see. The amount of concrete I need is very large in my opinion. I can get a lower price than that. What do you think?
I think I have given the best price to this company. But if you agree to work with me, I will give you a down payment from 50% to 35%. Do you agree with the offer I give?
Okay, I agree. Well, thank you for those who have explained your products very well and in detail. I will soon sign a letter for the cooperation of our company. Thank you for your cooperation. Our company is very grateful to Putan Perwira's company. Hope everything goes well.
We are also very grateful because your company is willing to cooperate with the Beton Berbeda company. I will prepare uh, the I will prepare all the items soon and will be ready to dispatch and at the end of January in specs.
Okay, all right. I think that's all our today's meeting, and I'm very grateful to all the presenters, all those present, and all those involved in this development. Before I close this meeting, does anyone want to ask an additional question or suggestion?
Okay, would you mind mention what equipment will be used for finishing this bridge, which aim to beautify this bridge later?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Haydar Lutfi. I think the completeness facilities that will be used for the beauty of the bridge, maybe straight line, bright colors, accent, beside the price and the price model. I will let Mr. Junaidi to handle it. So this bridge is not only a complement in transportation aspect, but also as a city decoration and can be a tourist attraction so that more people travel to Ambon.
For the brake model, is it valid and doesn't need revision, Mrs. Fimelia?
Okay, thank you. For that, later I will discuss again with Mr. Junaidi and our client whether there are changes or not. And I ask all those who have responsibilities according to their respective fields to always report the progress of the construction of this project once a week. Are there any more questions? Do you guys have any question or concern about what I talk about or anything to add? Obviously, you guys don't have to come up with question right now. If you do think or of something later, please feel free to email me. I've actually listed my email on this slide. So you guys can send me a quick email and we'll talk about it on email our phones. So thank you so much for coming out today and helping me kick off this awesome project. Well, if there's no more question, I will leave it back to Mrs. Elicia.
Okay, thank you. Before we close the meeting, let me just summarize the main points. First, implementation of the pre-construction will be held at the end of February. And the second, explain the detailed engineering design. Third, advantage of cable stayed type rate. Fourth, various kinds of foundation that will be used for the construction of this bridge. Five, We discussed about the bridge utility, which contains the type of drainage that will be used on the cable stayed bridge and the lighting on the bridge, and C, the budget consideration. 7, work safety. 8, concrete will be delivered at the end of January in stage. 9, payment of 35% concrete down payment and a discount of 50,000 rupiahs. And the last point is the question and answer session about equipment that has been used for finishing braid, and the braid model is certain and nothing needs to be revised. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to all who attend this meeting, and thank you also to all who have joined in the bridge construction project in Ambon Bay. I hope the construction of this bridge is completely on the time and goes according what was previously planned. For the next meeting, will be notified by Mrs. Elicia. Will be discussed about the construction of this bridge more detail and maturity. I apologize if their words are not pleasing. Once again, thank you very much for your attention and for your time.